People around me are saying, no way you have ADHD, right? You know, you're the most organized, put together person I know. You sort of have this big question mark. Is it really or not? And you know, based on the limited knowledge I had at that point in time, the stereotype really is, first of all, little boys who are bouncing off walls, you know, or people who were struggling in school. And I didn't fit that profile.
Sometimes when we make a joke or when we talk about a certain thing, the people around me might say, hey, why suddenly you change topic? It's not no link. But for us, there's that link there. And sometimes when you speak to another person with ADHD, the person, you can see like what
we can connect.
Yes, we can connect that.
Yeah. My husband actually described it as, you know, the old record players, you know, the ones where you put the needle on the different parts of the record. Yeah. So he said, speaking with me is like jumping from one part of the record to another. But I qualify that. I said, yes, I might jump around, but I still go back to where I left off. For me, I think it's time management. A lot of ADHDers tend to be time blind.
Yeah.
And that's because for us, time is either now or not now.
Yeah.
So I have to externalize time.
Oh, yes.
So my husband once said to me that I was crazy because there's so many clocks in my office. You know, I have timers too. And so my daughter taught me how to put alarms on my phone. Because in the past, I would only use my phone alarm to wake up. Okay? But now I use the phone alarm to say, get out of the house. You know, like get ready before you get out of the house. You know, 5 minutes before your Zoom call, you know. And by doing that, I actually have a higher chance to be on time. So pretty pleased with myself because, you know, rarely am I.
I can relate to that. I have a lot. One of the things that I had was, and my wife wasn't very happy about, was really also the clocks around the house. I wanted to make sure that at every point in my house, I can just turn my head and see a clock.
I think the most important coping actually is, first of all, to acknowledge that we need help. It's sometimes very hard to acknowledge that. What has helped me, especially in the recent 2 years since starting Unlocking ADHD, is being able to access a therapist and a coach who can sort of very neutrally sit back and then help me analyze things. Because sometimes you're too close to things, you can't see the forest for the trees. Secondly, having a very solid support system, you know, whether it's family or good friends. I think what helps for me is to have a certain structure in my day to help me be regular in terms of the routines.
The systems is definitely one, like you say, structures. Using a calendar really helped. I didn't like to put things into calendar. I didn't like to note things down. But after really making habits to enter things into calendar, that really helped me keep track of things a lot. I try to identify patterns, and then I create these systems so that I can follow and I don't miss out on things, because one of the traits of ADHD is absent-mindedness.
Once you embrace it and accept it, you learn to have that self-compassion and the self-understanding. And I think the biggest thing for me was really the relationship with my husband. I think he began to understand me better and have certain things in context. Because initially we used to fight a lot, and the research shows about 3 times higher divorce rate, you know. And he used to say it's a character flaw issue. So not that I can blame it on ADHD, but at least a certain explanation, right? Not an excuse. So to me, that was quite liberating.